Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a little get ready with me using all the products that I pulled in the Makeup Basket Monday series. All of this week's products are mostly Tarte items, so we're going to be using a lot of Tarte this week. So let's jump into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and prime my face. I do have my moisturizer on, which has an SPF in it. So now I'm going to go in with the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is a pretty cool primer. It's made kind of like almost like a putty. So you just take and dap your fingers in here, and then you're just going to try to put it in places where you feel like you need to fill in some pores, which is, for me, right here. And then I have a couple here. So we're just going to fill in some pores here. I like this a lot better than like the Smashbox one, because I feel like the Smashbox one is not good for dry skin. This one I feel like works better for dry skin, but that could just be me. Could be all in my head. But I really feel like it works better. I do put it into my wrinkles a little bit too, just because I do have some deeper inset wrinkles right here, which they're starting to kind of dissipate a little bit, not a whole lot. I don't think you can really get rid of those unless you do Botox, but I think you can help to kind of, not really hydrate, but kind of like make them a little bit more, I guess, plush. I am using a product that I feel like is putting some moisture into that area, so I feel like it's not quite as noticeable as it used to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. And I have the shade Light Medium Neutral. This is a little light for me right now, but we're going to make it work. This does have like a applicator where you suck it up, and then it's got like a little dropper style formula. So you do have to do it like that. I'm just going to put a little on the back of my hand for now. Just going to put a drop or two. And then I'm going to go in with these brushes I picked up from Ipsy. These were on sale for $14, $10, something like that. They're $10, I think. So I picked up a set of them because I wanted to try them out. These are the Moto ones. I have been liking the ones that I got on Amazon. So I wanted to try these out and see how good they were. And so far, I think they're pretty good. Now this foundation is not full coverage whatsoever. This is a very, very, very lightweight foundation. So if you're looking for something full coverage, this is not going to be it. I think this is more for like if you want, like in the summer, I tend to not wear as much makeup in the summer because I kind of want to let my skin breathe and get all that vitamin D, which I still wear sunblock, but I like to let my skin breathe a little bit more in the summer. Plus it gets so hot and sweaty. Who wants to have on a bunch of makeup in the summer? So I tend to wear a lighter foundation in the summer, so it's really good for that. But if you have a lot of scars to cover up like I do, it's not going to cover those so well, so don't be surprised if it doesn't give you super good coverage. But it is pretty good. I mean, it's not hydrating whatsoever. I have very dry skin, and I don't feel like it's hydrating enough for me. So that's why I did use my moisturizer today in advance, because I knew that I was going to need that extra moisturization. So now I'm going to put just a little bit more on and try to build it up just a little bit more in my cheek area, because that's where I do have the most hyperpigmentation from all my acne scars. So this is how I'm going to apply it. It applies pretty good with a brush. I like it with a sponge too, but I feel like the sponge, since a sponge typically takes some of your foundation away, I feel like the sponge takes a little too much away, and then you're like left with hardly anything on your face. More like a BB cream that's not moisturizing then. That's my opinion. But I feel like it does. I feel like it just takes so much away if you use a sponge. You can go in with a sponge after you're done if you want to give yourself a little bit more hydration, which I'll just go in and spray it. Because you can tell that it's just not very hydrating on my skin. My skin looks very, very dry right now. I think I liked this formula last year. And now I'm like, why did I like this for? It's not that great. It's not that great. I think it's better for somebody who has maybe normal to oily skin. I think if you have dry skin, I don't think it works that great for you. Even though it is a water-based foundation, I just don't feel like it works that great. Okay, so I think we have, that's two full I guess, coats of foundation. Layers, I guess it'd be. So there's 2 full layers of foundation. So there's what I ended up with. That's the coverage I ended up getting. As you can still see my acne scars. So it doesn't do that fantastic of a job, but it's not terrible. I just don't think it's made specifically for people who have dry skin. So now I'm just going to go in and spray my face just once or twice just to give it a little bit of hydration here. Maybe 4 times. So now we did that. Give myself some hydration because I feel like I need it with my skin being so dry. I'm going to dry that down just a tad. And then while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and work on my eyebrows. So I'm going to use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. And so first I'm going to brush them out a little bit. Brush, brush, brush. We're going for a very simple look today, which I say that I think on every Get Ready With Me, but I think that's because I don't typically go all crazy with my looks. I go a little bit more, I don't know, I just like more everyday look. I think there's only like a couple times out of the year where you really need to go all out with all your makeup and everything like that. But I mean, if you want to wear your makeup like that every day, you do you. I mean, I love to see a lady who has her makeup all done to the T, because believe me, I know how much time and effort it takes, and it just looks beautiful. But for me, I just kind of throw on my makeup and is like, okay, we're good to go. We're good to go. So how has your week been, guys? As you all know, I'm not sure if I told you guys or not, but I did go to the beach over the weekend, and it was so cold. Oh my gosh, it was so cold. It was like, I don't know how cold like the temperature actually was, but like it was really, really cold. Like I was sitting on the beach with sweatpants, a sweatshirt, another sweatshirt underneath of that, and then I had all of the towels piled up on top of me because I was freezing. I'll insert a picture just to show you how cold I was. It was really, really cold. So we had fun. My kid, he loved it. My son, he loved the beach and everything. He's very, very like warm-blooded though, so for him, he was like jumping in the water, and he had swimming trunks on, and I'm like, dude, it is not that warm yet. Not that warm yet. Even though I know a lot of people are on like spring break right now. I think my kid doesn't get spring break for another like 3 weeks or something. 2 weeks, something like that. I don't know. It's like right around Easter is when he usually gets they usually get their spring break. Which is right around the time we're going to pick up Max. So there is my brows. Now I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids, and I'm going to use, I don't think I have my MAC Painterly Paint Pot in here. Yes, I do. This little cubby is really loud if you drop something in it. I guess because it's that hard acrylic plastic. It's really loud. So I'm going to use my MAC Painterly Paint Pot to prime my eyelids. Push that little piece of bang out of the way. Prime, prime, prime. Yeah, we went to the beach, and while we were heading to the beach, we kept getting all these warnings coming across our phones and things. While we were heading into the beach, a tornado was evidently, they had tornado warnings in the area, and they were telling people to take shelter immediately. So that was a little scary, because we're going across all these bridges, and then all these warnings saying that tornadoes were coming in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what do you do if you're on like a really long bridge? What do you do? There's not a whole lot you can do. You just keep on trucking, I guess. I don't know, that was a little scary. I'm just gonna tap that in just a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow. So today I'm going to be using the new palette from Tarte. It is the, if I can find it, it's this one here. It's the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. So here's what it looks like on the inside. It's really pretty. I like all the colors in here, but this is something I can tell you guys already that I'm not going to use all the time. This is not an everyday palette whatsoever. I think it's very, very pretty, but it's just, there's a lot of like colors to it that are like shimmery and sparkly. I like a little bit more matte to my shadows just because I feel like that works a little bit better for my day in and day out life. But, I mean, it's a very beautiful palette. It does work well. It's just something I'm probably not going to use every day. So I'm going to go up here to the shade Myth. I'm going to dab my brush into that. And then I'm just going to start working that into the crease. Work, work, work. So yeah, so when we finally got to our hotel, like the wind was blowing like crazy. There was like nobody on the beach whatsoever, which that's not surprising. It was cold and a tornado was coming. But thankfully it didn't come anywhere near where we were at, but it did. I don't know if they actually had touchdown or if they just got wind damage, but there were a couple buildings that got messed up in that area, which is unfortunate, but thankfully nobody got hurt. But yeah, that was quite an interesting little trip. And then the very next day at our hotel, while we were there, I was out by the pool with my son, and then next thing you know, like there's like 4 fire trucks pull up, and the fire trucks go inside, the firemen go inside, and then never once did the hotel tell us there was anything going on. But evidently there was some sort of, one of the ladies that work at the hotel said that there was smoke rolling out of one of the rooms. And I was like, what in the world? That is crazy. Like, you would think that they would tell us, hey, you know, you guys, there's a little fire thing going on in here. But then when I went in, even the manager's like, oh no, there's nothing going on. I'm like, dude, you're lying. That's not cool. Now I'm going to go in with, let's see. We're going to go in with Marvel, which Marvel is a green shade down here. And it's very, very pretty. I love the shade right here. It's like almost like a seafoam green. I like that shade. I don't know if you can see it when I was getting it. It looks like a seafoam green. I'm going to go in with that and put it back this way here. Look how beautiful that looks on the lid. I mean, that looks like mermaid. So pretty. I love the way it looks. So this is definitely for someone who wants a sparkly eye. This is not for someone who wants that matte eye, because you're not going to get a whole lot of matte looks out of this palette whatsoever. Now I'm going to clean my brush off. Oops, let's go ahead and do the other, I guess. I guess we can do both eyes. I have two of them. So let's do the same thing here. We're going to put it on in the lid and take it almost all the way in, but not quite. Look how beautiful that looks. I just love the way it looks on the lid. It's so, so pretty. Now I'm going to clean off my brush. Now we'll clean it. And then I'm going to go in over here to Mystic. Mystic is the blue shade. It's like a powder blue. And there's not a whole lot of fallout from this that I can see. So I'm putting that right here on the center and then bringing it in just a little bit. Go back into Mystic and do the same on the inner portion of your eye, and then bringing it in. Not the center of your lid. The inner portion. So we're looking a little bit like summery already. Now I'm going to go back over here to Dream, and Dream's like a darker, like almost like a teal. And I'm going to take that and pop it on the outside here. So it almost looks like you have a halo effect, because I'm going to take it up and over just a little bit. But the outside's going to be darker and the inside's a little bit lighter. And then the green pops in the middle. So I really like this. It looks very, very summery. This looks like a very summery palette. Something that you could wear for summer, definitely, for sure. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go back over and start with the liner. So I'm going to use the Tarteist, what is this called? The Double Take Liner. So this does have a liquid end, and then it also has, whoops, I didn't put that quite back on all the way. And then it also has like a cream end. So I'm going to go in with the cream end first, and I'm just going to, whoops, put a little bit of that on my lash line. And I just do my lash line like that, so I got top and bottom at the same time. I am sure there's a better way to do this, but if you're like me and you don't like touching your eyes, that's the best way that works for me. And then we'll smudge it out on the bottom. And then I'm going to go in and do the top. And to do the top, I'm going to use the mirror in here, so I don't mess up too bad. You would think I had like a ton of coffee today, as much as my hand is shaking. There's one. I'll go into the other one. So there it is, and then I may have to do a little bit of cleanup. Now I may have to just get a little bit closer and do cleanup because my hand is shaking really bad for some reason. Like I said, you'd think I had a bunch of coffee today, but I promise I didn't. It's bleeding a little bit outside. I think that's part of the issue. I feel like this is bleeding. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's like bleeding up into the shadow. Oh man, we're about to have a giant eyeliner mark. We're just gonna go with it. Now I'm going to actually go in and do a little bit of this green too. This is the green liner. I'm gonna do a little bit of that too. Oh, now we have a huge mess. We'll clean that up. Yep, we made a huge mess. We'll get her cleaned up though, no problem. No worries. So now I'm going to go down here and we're just going to sponge this out to clean it up because I made a huge mess. And just kind of wipe it. We may have to put some concealer on. Uh-oh, guys. I think we did a boo-boo. We have a major issue now. So I'm going to go in with my sponge and just try to clean this up. Otherwise, I'm going to look like I've been crying. Oh, man, look what I just did. Uh-oh. We're going to need a wipe. We're going to need a wipe. We're going to need a little towel. We're going to fix this the easiest way. We're just going to wipe it off. Here we go. Don't be pulling under your eyes like this, guys. It's not recommended. But when you make a mess like this and you're like trying to figure out how to clean it up, this works. Okay, so now we'll just have to clean up under our eyes. Maybe I should have done face makeup last. That's a good, probably, idea. Now let's go ahead and clean up some of this with the pencil brush. See if we can smoke it out some to make it look like we meant to be that way. Hope you guys weren't coming here expecting like a full-blown tutorial, because guess what? I'm not that great at makeup. We just like to play with makeup here. We like to experiment with it and see how it works for us. Yeah, we have a mess now. I have a mess now. I keep saying we. I have a mess. Okay, so now let's go ahead and clean up underneath here. Actually, I need to go ahead and put some more brown into the crease. We're kind of all over the place today, guys. So we're going to go back into Myth with a little brush here. And just try to blend this up here a little bit. There we go. We're going to get it cleaned up. We'll get her there. And then we're going to go back in with the brush over here and just try to clean up anything that I may have taken off by cleaning that up earlier. And then connect a little bit. Do the same thing. Pull a little back. Sweep it up. And then we're going to get a little smaller brush here. And we're going to blend it out just a tad. So we got a clean brush here and we're going to blend this up just a tad. There we go. That's looking better. That liner though, that ink liner is really bleeding up into the shadow. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but it's really bleeding up into the shadow pretty bad. I don't know if I like that or not too much because of it doing that. I don't remember it doing that this whole week, and I don't know if it's because I'm actually laying it down so thickly. I have no idea what I did differently. So now I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. And we're going to clean up under my eyes. So I'm going to use a pretty good amount because I do know there's a lot of darkness here going on because of all of the mishaps we had going on there. So now we're going to, whoops, sorry guys if that was noisy. Now we're going to go in with the Beauty Blender. Probably want to, oh my goodness. I think we're okay on this end. We're going to find out here shortly if we're okay on that end. Oh my goodness, guys. This makeup look is going downhill really fast. Let's see if we can remedy the situation here. Our fingers. Our cheapest makeup tools that we have. The ones that usually work the best. Our fingers. We may have to go back in with a little bit more Shape Tape to clean up under that one eye. That green really goofed me up. Oh my goodness. Now maybe we can go in with a little brush here. I have another little brush. What did I do with it? Here it is. Maybe we can go in with this and just kind of wing it down. pull it down some. Go in lightly. I don't want to be tugging on my under eyes too much. Great. Now this top area looks more full coverage because of my Shape Tape. Bring it down more. Oh my gosh, guys. This makeup look is just not turning out the greatest. It's okay. We're going to make it. We're going to make it after all. Okay. Now, this is just terrible, guys. Sorry if you were very disappointed today. I'm a little disappointed. Now I'm going to go back in and use this highlighter in the middle here. And I'm just going to put a little bit here in my brow bone. Just to give it some, just to make my brows look a little bit more higher up. A little more arched. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the inner corner. This is a little bit thicker of a highlighter. I'm not sure I totally love the highlighter. I feel like it's pretty thick. And I think if you're going to put it on your inner corner, you need to use a thinner, not thinner, but a more dense brush. The one that I was just using is a little too flimsy. So I'll go with my sperm whale one. We'll go in with that one. And put that there. I don't think that was all the way clean, guys. There we go. We are all over the place today. Okay. So there, it cleaned it up some. It's not perfect, but guess what? We're going to roll with it. We roll with the punches here. Now we're going to go into this Tarte blush palette. So there's like 10 blushes in here, so you have plenty to choose from. So I'm going to go in down here and I'm going to use something a little bit more bright and bold and cheerful because I feel like this look looks a little bit summery. So why not go in and use a summery looking blush? Why not? And I rub a little bit across my nose because that's where the sun would kiss you at naturally. Now we need some eyelashes because guess what? I just realized we didn't put that on. Good job. Now we're going to use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes for my mascara. So I'm going to pull this over here a little bit more so I can see what I'm doing. Oh wait, almost forgot to curl them. Almost forgot to curl those things. So how am I doing with curling the lashes, guys? I think I did okay. Well, hopefully I'm not going to mess my eye look up though. I'm surprised I'm able to do the lashes curling that easy because, like I said, I'm terrible about putting things near my eye, so I'm surprised I'm able to do it that well. Which is not that great, I'm sure. I'm sure there's other people that do it so much better than I can do it. I wonder if we can use a Q-tip and clean up where that liner was bleeding out a little bit. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. This is like a train wreck. Get ready with me. Everything was just going downhill there for a little while. Thankfully it's starting to be not quite as bad. My under eyes still look a little bit crazy, but we're going to work with it. We're going to roll with it. Because when you get handed lemons, what do? You make some lemonade, or you get some tequila and limes. You make something even better. Okay. So now all I need to do is use my Q-tip thingy. I'm not going to use those pointy ones. I'm going to grab this one over here. Oh, maybe. It's like really far away. I'm going to grab one of the regular ones in order to do cleanup here in a second. Because I don't really like that pointy one. The pointy ones are like, they're super pointy. And I don't like it. Now we're going to go into the contour palette by Tarte. And I'm going to just do a very, very light contour. Light bronzing. So I'm going to go over here to, this is called 3 and 4. This is called what? 3 and 4 contour. I guess you can use it to contour or to bronze, whichever you choose to do. We're just going to bronze up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to give us some color, because after all, this does look a little bit summery, so why not have some bronzing? Bronze up and look a little bit more like summer. So there we go. And I'm not going to contour because I just want the blush. I don't want any contour on today. But I will go in and highlight. So we're going to go back into the eyeshadow palette. And actually, I don't really like that highlight. So I'm going to go into the blush palette. And I'm going to use the shade. Actually, since you can't purchase this, we'll go ahead and do the one that's in here so you can see how it works. We'll do that. Because I don't think the other one is you can purchase anymore. And I know you can purchase this because it's new. So we'll go ahead and do this one so you can see how it works as a highlight. Do you see how powdery it was? It's just, I don't know if you can see it or not. But it definitely accentuates the texture on my skin. I don't know. I'm just not in love with the highlight in here. It's not horrendous, but it's certainly not the best, that's for sure. Okay, now lip products. So for lip, I'm going to go in and use the Tarte Wonder little lip product here. And just because I feel like that looks summery. These smell so good. They smell like mint. But if your lips are dry like mine, I will tell you what they hydrate a little bit, but not quite enough. So, I made a mess. Look, I'm even messing up on lipstick now, guys. Goodness gracious. I think we need to call it a day. I'm not having such good luck today. Anyway, so that is the finished Get Ready With Me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what would you like to see in next week's video for Get Ready With Me. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.